Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome to my video. I'm going to be playing some FIFA 14 Ultimate Team while I'm talking about this topic, as it's topical. And I presume it's better to look at, better to watch me lose than have absolutely nothing on screen to look at. So I want to talk about financial fair play, or FFP as it's currently known. Now, one thing to know about the financial fair play rules was it was meant to be introduced about a decade ago now, and it has taken such a long time for it to get into, well, being applied, obviously, as it is now. And most of you will have seen in the news that Manchester City are to be fined £50 million, and they're also apparently going to have their Champions League squad limited for next season's Champions League to just 21 players. I think the current one is 25, same as the Premiership. So I'm not sure how it's going to work for homegrown players and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully it'll be the same, which means they're probably going to have even less, because, as you probably know, there's rules about, players that were homegrown at the club and players that were homegrown in the nation. And I'm not sure how, but hopefully they'll keep them the same as in if it was a full squad. But that remains to be seen. We currently have 8 other clubs being investigated for breaking financial fair play. I'm pretty sure you can work out who they are. I'll give you a clue as to one of them, Paris Saint-Germain. But oh dear, this guy's got all the way through me. And I think the possibilities they're all set to be fined as well. Now, the idea that I gathered for financial fair play was to exclude teams from the Champions League for breaking, the regulations. And the fact of the matter is, as things stand, you're allowed to make you're allowed to make quite a big loss, really, all things considered, for transfers of players. And basically it means if you're a bigger club and you're being more, and you can earn more money from commercial transactions, then you can afford more money to spend on players. Now, this should have came in a long time ago. If this had been introduced 10 years ago, I don't think we'd have any problems now, or not as big a problems that we do have in terms of teams buying the league. No matter what you think of Arsenal or Liverpool, for that matter. I mean, Liverpool has spent quite a lot of money, and obviously Arsenal bought Ozil in the summer. But teams like Chelsea and Manchester City have, of course, spent vast amount of money on their own team, and also in wages as well, because all that comes into it, I believe, because it's more to do with the accounts rather than specific player transfer fees. And I'm very disappointed that City haven't been banned from the Champions League, quite frankly. They would obviously know they were running the risk in the summer of breaking financial fair play, and they have done. I'm not sure what the exact figures are, but I would presume it's more than... I presume it's by quite a lot. So I'm disappointed with their line on it. I mean, it's good that they're investigating 8 clubs. It's good that City are getting a fine, but they should be getting a fine and banned from the Champions League. It's the only real way to make it a deterrent, to make sure clubs continue to make sure clubs, are willing to do it, abide by it. Because at the minute they can just say, well, it's going to cost us £50 million for our transactions over the summer, and then we can spend whatever we want. And obviously to clubs like Manchester City and PSG, they might consider that as being not a huge sanction. It's a shame, really, that there's not more action being taken. Michel Platini's come out and said that he doesn't see no clubs are going to be banned from the Champions League for next season. That's obviously out of the 8 that are being investigated. to make it a deterrent, clubs have to be banned, and there has. I don't think it's good enough what sanctions have been taken on Manchester City.
Little back heel. Robin van Persie. Bit of a tangle there.
My opinion is if you're found to break it, then that would mean a fine and then no European football. And if that was the case, it would work. But financial fair play is at risk of just becoming a rich club's tax rather than an enforceable rule. And, well, that in itself disappoints me immensely. I was happy with the fact that they'd brought it in, and in my opinion long overdue, but now it's finally in. It would make a bit more of a level playing ground for clubs, and actually gives every club apart from the billionaire owners more of a fighting chance. I mean, you obviously always get anomalies anyway. You know, let's not forget Liverpool have spent a lot of money on their players. Maybe not in the past season, but in the seasons beforehand. So, you know, to think they're any better is a mistake, and to think Manchester United are any better is also a mistake. But they haven't, to my knowledge, broken the financial fair play rules. It gives smaller clubs a chance to hold on to their players if the big clubs have to monitor their finances a lot more. And I'm getting absolutely battered here. Anyway, that's my opinion on it. I don't really have anything more to say. I'm actually really disappointed by the outcome of what I've read today. It's nice to see City getting fined. I haven't really got anything against Manchester City, really. Or Chelsea. I don't, want to see them burn just because it's Man City. I'm against the idea of buying the title, really, I'm afraid. And that's about as far as it goes. There are, of course, FA fair play rules as well. And I think they're not quite as strict as the FFP. But chances are Manchester City will probably be in breach of that as well. I don't really understand how that's a penalty. It's a bit harsh. No, alright, fair enough. Oh, come on, Chesney. I hit you in the leg. Anyway, you don't see the rest of this game. I'll probably lose. Spoiler alert. But thank you for watching, everybody, and yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below if you have anything to say. Goodbye.